Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We have a list of 10 properties today, and I was thinking about the tone of yesterday's episode. My intention is not to persuade you to buy or not buy it. That doesn't, whatever you choose to do is fine. We're here to help if you do choose. I guess my fear lies in the fact that, what's going to happen, and I've seen this for the last couple of years where people have held off and where they could have bought detached last year, now they're buying a semi or even a townhouse, and so it's unfortunately the kind of market where the sooner you get in, the better, and the best time to buy was yesterday, or definitely 2015, based on 2016 prices. So imagine that in the summer or the fall of this year, that prices may already be up $20,000 or $30,000. Would you be thankful that you purchased sometime soon? Right? I don't know. That's up to you. That's what we've seen. Last year, 2015, $1,000 a week properties went up. So it would be nice to be on the receiving end of that instead of having to pay more and more and more for the same home. From a seller perspective, I think the risk possibly through the spring is much higher inventory, which can have a bit of a downward pressure on pricing. So now when you're getting 14 offers, like the one on Beaver Court last night had 15 offers, more than 50,000 over asking it sold for. It was pretty low price, but still, people are doing well right now. I don't know if that's going to happen a couple months from now when there's twice as much property on the market. So anyway, if you want to talk about that, I think one of the differences with us is we tell you the truth, not what you want to hear. And it's okay if you choose not to do anything. We're fine with that. Most agents are not. Let's talk about today's homes. I think this one is a screamer of a deal. 383 Main, number 205, 460. Now, from what I know about this building, I think that this unit is larger than the 1,200 to 1,399 square feet. I think it's in the 14s. I could be wrong on this, but anyway, it'd be interesting to see if they actually lowballed the square footage. Most of the time, the agents tend to round up instead of round down. It's not super fancy inside, but I think that if you painted it, even if you replaced every floor in this unit, let's call it 1,000 square feet, even 1,100 or 1,200 square feet, $5 a square foot should get you pretty far. It's $7,000. It's less than 2% of the price of the property. You get all the great things with a GreenLife building, the geothermal heating, which is 4 times as efficient as gas heating. You're getting solar panels. Each of these buildings, there are months where they sell more than $100,000 back to the grid. So that has obviously a downward pressure on condo fees. $159 a month for this size of unit. You go to another building, you're talking double, triple, quadruple that much, and 2 parking spaces. A parking spot's probably worth $15,000 here too. I've seen units that are a few hundred square feet smaller than this sell for this kind of price in these buildings. And the other thing we talked about yesterday, it's rare to find a true 3-bedroom, and this is an actual 3-bedroom condo. It's a winner. Couple concerns I have on Donnelly is for the price, you're basically getting, that's interesting too, they tiled the side of the tub. You're basically getting one big room. I don't know, there's a shot here. That's it. That's your main floor right there. Strange that there's one line of pot lights kind of in the middle there. Normally with pot lights you'd want to have 2 rows, but anyway, I guess it'll kind of light your path for you. Walkout basement, but it faces 1001 Donnelly, I believe faces Louis St. Laurent too, but you're going to get traffic behind you. I prefer backing onto Louis St. Laurent than backing onto James Snow, because on the other side of James Snow you're going to have commercial, and I believe south of Louis St. Laurent will be homes, but you always want to check your zoning map for that. That'll be part of the Boyne survey. So you're just getting one room on the main floor and the busy road behind. 511 to me seems a little high. This home is, I believe, around 1,500 square feet. if memory serves correct. Harkin Place is $799. I mean, if you look at Etherington at $709 in this list, it seems like there's quite a dramatic difference. Harkin's a bigger home. It's all brick. Probably a little bit better upgrades, but that's a $90,000 difference. It's a pretty big difference. It's beautifully done. And this is called an Arista Eden model. You can actually find the floor plan online if you wanted to. I like the floor plan. I think it's a great layout. It does offer the third story loft too, which they didn't add to this. So it's around 2,600 square feet. I don't know. I mean, you're paying a lot of money for the upgrades without a finished basement and without any kind of green space or premium lot. Peru Road is just outside of town. So if you were to look at a map, you'd say, wow, that's a country property, but it's nice and close. You're also on municipal water too, so you don't need to worry about a well. You do have septic, but at least you're plugged into city water. Inside, it's not bad. This property was listed last year. My concern is this whole area of Milton Heights is undergoing a lot of potential change in the future, and so you just want to make sure, if you type in on Google Milton Heights development, you're going to see that it went to the municipal board. I mean, generally, Ontario needs to fit people. They need to build homes, and they need to fit people in Halton region. So I'd be surprised if the development didn't go through. As nice as Milton Heights is, there are definitely landowners there that want to sell and develop. So just be careful of what's around you. CarMax isn't too far from here too. If you look at some of the industrial commercial, just south of the 412. So anyway, $829, size of the lot, size of the home, triple garage, doesn't look too bad, but just be careful. I mean, you may have a subdivision right closer than you wanted to. So Twist Road 2.5, it was listed last year. They threw it back out. It's beautiful. My wife actually commented to me. She said, this home is stunning in person, and it is. The size of the home is 6,500 square feet. Now, again, they're counting basement square footage, which I don't think is entirely comparable to first and second floor square footage from a value standpoint, but it's beautiful inside. 4,000 square feet. Even the cost to build something like this, if you say $200 or $300 a square foot, because the quality is so good, that still puts you at, like it's maybe $1.5 million to build this home. Then you've got the size of land, which is an acre on Twist. The math doesn't add up for me. Next up is 14 Side Road, $3.795 million. You've got 24 acres. And you're really close to town. That's the value. I mean, the land value on this is probably more than half of the purchase price. Nice aerial drone shots there too. Same thing on this one. Like it's one of those things where the home. I mean, here's the thing about this price range: over $2 million, we might get like a handful in a year. Like not very much at all. Financing gets more and more difficult as you get up in the price range. As you go from 1 to 2 million, dramatic difference in financing if you're ever thinking about a mortgage. We have seen probably over 3 million. I think we've seen maybe 5 homes in the last 10 years sell. If you have this kind of money, you're probably going into, you could buy an amazing home in Toronto. You could get Oakville waterfront. I don't know, like is 24 acres of land that much better than 10 acres of land? It is close to town, but I think buyers have options at this price point, and they have very good options. It's a tricky one. It's a tough one to sell at this price point anywhere near Milton. So that's the list for today. If you have any questions or if you want to reach out and just talk about your plans, whether or not it makes sense or not, I always think about it through the lens of, would I recommend my best friend or my mother or my father to do what I'm giving you advice about? So to have that reverence for your situation, to think about your money like it's ours, I think that's what definitely me and the rest of my team are all about here. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow with more Milton Daily Homes.